So I've been in real estate a long while, and I'm actually a landlord myself. Now, over the years, I've seen some landlords come, they go, some are successful, others not so much. Now, one thing I did learn is what the successful landlords understand is that while there's nothing particularly complicated about being a landlord, there's some definite do's and do nots, right? They understand that success in the long run has little to do with what the vacancy rate is or the cap rate or whatever your bank is charging you. It all comes down to your approach and some very simple decisions. So, today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at 5 easy things you can do right now that will help you manage your rental properties like a pro and get you closer to success. All right, let's get started. Okay, first things first, you treat your rental property as a business, especially with your tenants. Now, this is where many landlords falter by mixing friendship and business. And I understand this can be hard for some people, but so we are clear, tenants are not your friends, they're your customers. And your best strategy is to clearly signal that right off the bat. Now, this doesn't mean you need to be cold and distant, right? But at the same time, you shouldn't be socializing or becoming friends on Facebook. Think about it this way, your dentist. Would you ever ask them to follow you on Instagram or invite them, to your kid's birthday party? Probably not, right? And yet, you likely have a perfectly fine, professional, productive relationship with your dentist. Right. Anyway, firm, fair, not friends. Number two is enforce the lease agreement consistently. Your lease agreement is your best friend. It's a binding contract between you and your tenants that keeps your business running smoothly. So be prepared to defend it, right? Enforce all of its clauses. Landlords who don't enforce the leases, usually the ones they've got chronic late rent, visitor parking spots are permanently filled, disputes between the good tenants and the bad, and of course, guess which of those two groups will start moving out, right? The moment you let one thing slide, then you are signaling to that tenant and all your other tenants, for that matter, that they can push you, right? So if you enforce the lease, you end up with fewer headaches and a far better class of tenant. Number three, screening tenants thoroughly before they move in. All right. Listen to this. Your ability to choose good quality tenants, far and away the best predictor of how successful you're going to be as a landlord. The best advice is to have a thorough screening process, right? It's the same one you use every time. It includes qualifying before showing, right? Meeting in person, a written application, verification of that application. This is guaranteed to save you from future headaches. It's going to ensure that you select tenants who will pay the rent on time and take care of your property. Okay, number four is take care of your property. Now, you make sure that the property is in the best shape it can be in. Now, this doesn't mean granite, stainless steel kitchens, in more modest markets, but you take care of it. So this means you make sure the grass is cut and presentable, clean, clutter free hallways and laundry rooms. You clear the snow promptly, right? You get on top of tenants who encroach on the common elements like bikes in the halls, lawn chairs on the grass, other personal items, right? And when a tenant calls with a reasonable repair request, take care of it promptly, right? The way you care for your building, clear signal to your tenants of the way you expect them to care for their units. Number five is hire a paralegal. If you are in this for the long haul, having a paralegal on your team is near essential. Even if you are the most professional landlord, the luckiest landlord, there will be the occasional bad apple. And even if not, right, all your tenants are perfect. I don't know, you might want to sell the building one day, do some significant renos, move your kid in, your parent. I don't know. Anyway, there are a number of things that come up, right? This is where a paralegal becomes invaluable for 3 very good reasons. Number one, they assist with the landlord tenant board. Now, anybody who's read a newspaper knows the board now is so clogged with delays that it can be 6 months, year, more to get a hearing and a judgment. And if you have any errors, you used the wrong form, you didn't serve the papers correctly, or any number of other small minor issues, you can get booted and you have to start again. So if you have a tenant who's not paying rent or you're waiting to start some construction, Another 6 months after you've already waited 6 months can get expensive in a hurry. Okay. Secondly, the paralegal puts a buffer between you and the tenant. If you're somebody that is uncomfortable with confrontation, or, very often the relationship between you and the tenant has got to such a degree that interactions are difficult, let's put it that way. A paralegal creates that degree of separation, right? That can be very helpful. Third thing, being served documents from a paralegal creates a sense of, I don't know, we'll call it formality, of seriousness in the mind of the tenant. It focuses attention and increases the likelihood of a resolution. Think of it this way: if the tenant comes to realize that whatever the issue is not going away, and now there's a professional on the case, it's going to help push them to deal with or at least resolve the issue. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. And as always, if you have any questions, I want to hear from you. Contact information is in the description below, where you can even book a call with me. So you click a little button, set a time, we chat. Now, listen, if you made it this far, consider taking 2 seconds. You do a quick like, maybe you subscribe, leave a comment. It's appreciated, and it helps a lot with our friends over at YouTube there. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.